In this next section, I want to talk about ARP, Address Resolution Protocol, and the usage of this protocol in my network. So you know that whenever you try to reach another router, or better to say, whenever you try to reach another interface or neighboring interface, you do this using a MAC address. That means whenever you try to send your packets or frames to another interface, you need to know the MAC address of that so that you can encapsulate your data in that piece of information. So to get the MAC address of your neighboring interface, you should have a mechanism, and that mechanism is ARP. So to do this, I will show you how you can use this. I go to router 1, and first of all, I want to see what entries are in my router ARP cache. So using show ARP, I can see the entries that are available to me. You can see that it has received the IP address that is an internet protocol. The internet protocol means TCP/IP protocol. This is a TCP/IP address. So the address is 10.0.12.1. I'm on router 1, and this is a router 1 address. So I know my IP address here. And you can see that this is not aging because this is my own IP address. So whenever I have my own IP address in my ARP cache, I will not age it because this is mine and it is always valid. So my IP address is here, and this is the MAC address attached to this interface. You can see that I have figured it out using ARP protocol. And this is my fast00 interface. So how is this? Let's see the MAC address of this specific interface and see if the hardware address is the the mentioned one. Show interface fast00, and I want to use a modifier command. I want to see only the line that contains the MAC address, that is BIA. I know that BIA is in that line, so I include this word, and I can see the whole phrase here. You can see that this is the MAC address that is here. C201 OED4 and 0000 is the MAC address that is in my ARP cache. And the other ARP entry is this, 10.0.12.2, and I know that this is the address of router 2 interface. And let's see how much would it age. It is 3 minutes old, and its MAC address is this. Whenever I try to send any frame to this router's address, I will use this MAC address as its destination MAC address. I have figured it out using ARP protocol, and it is reachable via fast00. This is my interface that leads me to 10.0.12.2, and the next IP address is mine again, and you should know that you should know the meaning of these now. Okay, so whenever I try to clear my ARP cache, let's see what happens. I type in clear ARP, and that's okay to type in this, and again I show ARP to see my ARP table, and you can see that this is 0 minute aging, and this is because I should be sending CDP packets or something to this IP address so that I know that. I clear ARP again and try to show ARP again, and that's okay for me right now. I try to send some frames to this IP address first, and I want to see the behavior of that. Let's go to router 2 and show ARP again. Show ARP in router 2 tells me that I know the interface that connects to me from router 1, but router 2 connects to router 4, and it still does not know the MAC address of router 4. Let's see the IP addresses and see if I have configured the IP address on this interface. Show IP interface brief will tell me the list of IP addresses. I have configured the IP address of the interface that connects to router to router 4. So I try to ping 10.0.24.4, and you can see that 10.0.24.4 is not in my ARP cache, so I do not know the MAC address attached to this interface. I hit enter, and you can see that the first ping times out, but the second to the last pings are successful. Now if I try to show ARP, you can see that I know the MAC address attached to this interface, and I know how to send my frames to this IP address. But what happens to the first frame? When I try to send my first frame, because I didn't know the MAC address attached to this specific IP address, I sent an ARP message. And the ARP message replied to me the MAC address of this IP address. So now I know the MAC address, but because this ARP message came in a little late, I timed out my first ping, and I saw a failure for the first ping. But if I try to ping again, you can see that this failure is not happening because I have this IP address in my ARP cache now, and I can easily send my packets to the destination. So ARP is used to figure out the destination MAC address, whether you use it on your LAN or on your serial interfaces. Let's check this on serial interfaces and see if it works. On router 3 and router 4, we have connection using serial interfaces. So first of all, I go to privilege mode. I want to see the interface configuration in brief, and I do not have any address attached to serial 01 that is connected directly to router 4. So I go to configuration mode, I go to interface serial 01 configuration, and I add an IP address that is 10.0.0.3 to, no, I don't want to do this. I want to use 172.16.34.3 with 24-bit mask. I want to use the class B IP address here, and I copy this, or better to use this one. Go to router 4, enable configure terminal interface serial 01 of course, and I paste this and change the IP address to 34.4. I hit enter, and I try to ping 172.16.34.3, and it says this is a privilege mode command, and you cannot use it in configuration mode unless you add a do in front of this command. Okay, I hit enter, and now you can see that this ping is successful.